Start it up.
Cheap Not Broke Fan. Cheap Not Broke Fan. There we go. Power button. Cheap Not Broke Fan. We are here. It's Monday. Thank you all for tuning back in this channel. Running late, but we're here. Right here. We are here. Thank you all for tuning back into the channel. Tonight we're gonna jump on into it. Tonight we're talking a little dual citizenship. You know, we talk a lot of travel on this channel. The benefits of dual citizenship, the financial benefits, that is, because I think being dual citizen is cool. It's very nice. It's nice to be a member of two different countries, especially if you can benefit from the tax implications. Oh yes, that is very nice. So we're going to talk about a little dual citizenship. There's a bill out there. They're trying to end it. They're trying to end dual citizenship. I'm not happy about it. Not fond of it. Excuse me. Had a little under the weather over the weekend, but we getting over it now. We are straight, baby. We are straight. So let's get on into it. So dual citizenship, if you don't know, dual citizenship is the opportunity to own more than one passport. You can have another passport besides your U.S. passport. Many people do this. Lots of people do this. It's not an uncommon thing, especially if you have family or you're just born in another country and you make it, or you're from the United States and you have some family in another country. Some places allow you to apply for citizenship if you have like a family member, like a grandparent that used to live there. You can apply for dual citizenship. So, you can know all that. But what is the bill? The bill that's trying to kill dual citizenship is called the Exclusive Citizen Act of 2025. Sponsor Senator Bernie Moreno. I don't think this guy, I think he's a fucking foreigner, if I'm not mistaken. He's a damn foreigner. He's not even from the United States. Where is he from? Where is his nationality? Born in Bogota, Colombia. Whose ass is he kissing? He's not even, he's a foreigner. He's from born Bogota, Colombia. So I guess he don't want to go back home and visit his family. So he's from Bogota, Colombia. His name is Bernie Moreno. No, he probably goes Moreno. Probably goes Moreno. But at home, Moreno. I know how you say Moreno. Bernie Moreno. It would ban U.S. citizens from holding dual citizenship and multiple citizens. Anyone who currently has dual citizenship in another country in the U.S. could no longer legally keep both. Right now, the U.S. permits dual citizenship. Millions of Americans hold it to do the family, birth abroad, or naturalization without renouncing nationality. Not the United States, not U.S. American citizens. We don't have no dual citizenship. But people come over, they got dual citizenship. Man, people come to the United States for a lot of things. A lot of people come to the United States to go to school. A lot of people come to the United States to get that money and then leave. And they still want to be a part of their own country, which I think is great. I would like to be a dual citizen. Why not? Why not be a member of another country? Especially if I can work somewhere and get a better deal on my taxes. Yes, because some countries have a better tax rate than we have in America. And that would be the whole point of doing it for me. Tax implications, tax benefit. Now, if I have family from another country and, the taxes were jacked up over there, well, I'm going to stay my ass here. I don't want to be a citizen over there if y'all going to mess up my taxes. But if you can do it and have get a break on taxes, that will work. All right. So this has 180 days to become law. Dual citizens will have a year to fully renounce foreign citizenship, or file some paperwork with the United States government. I should have some water. This bill would also, I think it would also affect other governments, because other governments may not want to recognize you as well. So, I need a cough drop. Excuse me. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for watching. Mom! Phyllis Hall, 4747. Thank you for watching. Yeah, back to dual citizenship. What are we talking about? Dual citizenship. Tax implications. Yes. Now, let's see. Where my tax most at? Oh, yes. So, the whole thing about it is, if they get rid of dual citizenship, you won't be able to be a home, be able to go to your home country and come back to the United States. Now, let's be clear. You got to have a little money to do this. Okay, this ain't just everybody. Some people really got that paper. And they have a whole nother house in a whole nother city, or a whole nother country, and they do 6 months over there and do 6 months back. Y'all know I like Thailand. I love Bangkok. If I could be a dual citizen, I would. I'd go over there, stay 6 months, and come on back. Come on home. I would just like to do it because now I don't have to worry about getting kicked out the country. I don't have to worry about no issues. I would love to be a dual citizen somewhere, but it's got to be a place I frequent often. And the taxes got to make sense. The taxes got to make sense. But the dude who's doing this, he's from Bogota, Colombia. What does that mean? Why would we even do that? Being a dual citizen, also, if you can go over there and have a job and work and not have to pay taxes to the United States, that would be awesome too. Because if you think about this, if you can get a remote job and I don't know. I guess if your job is based in the United States, you're going to have to pay taxes. There's no way around that. If you got a U.S.-based job, they're going to take U.S. taxes. But if you can go get a job abroad in your home country and come work back in the States and get, and avoid U.S. taxes, that'd be great too. I don't know how all that works. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure how that works. We're not going to, this is not tax advice, none of that there. I am telling you now, I'm not 100% sure how the tax implication works. I would have to look that up. A huge part of this debate is whether the law can get held up in court. Supreme Court precedent Ephraim versus Rusk, 1967, established that Congress cannot strip U.S. citizenship from someone without voluntary renunciation. So, excuse me, this court case would not, technically, they would have to go back on this court case because this court case in 1967 said, the U.S. Supreme Court said you cannot take citizenship from someone unless they renounce it, unless they give it up on their own. 1980, Vance versus Perez reaffirmed that citizenship loss must be voluntary and intentional. So they can't take it from you. They can't take it from you. So what that means is you would have to probably give up your citizenship in another country, but they can't take it from you here. So I don't know. Like I said, from what I've read, there's a very slim chance of this happening. Very small percentage. Very small percentage of this happening. So let's see what happens with that. But overall, why do I want to bring this up? Why do I want to talk about this on Cheap Not Broke? Because if you could, because some people like living abroad is great. If you can live abroad and like I said, save some money, not even taxes, cost of living. If you can go over there, cost of living, stay somewhere and not have to worry about getting kicked out the country in 180 days, go stay over there 6, 7 months, 8 months. Cost of living is better. Why not do that? Because cost of living in Thailand is amazing. It's amazing. Would I go over there for those reasons? Hell yeah. Cost of living, save myself a bunch of money to make my salary here and to pay what I'll be paying cost of living over there. Oh man. I gave myself a pay raise instantly. Instant pay raise. Money already went up. Because it costs less to live. That's why remote work works so good, because you can have a New York City job, live in New York, Los Angeles, Miami, Chicago, one of those bigger cities, make that salary and be living in a different area where the cost of living is not as high, and you can really benefit off of that. Because you live in New York, you got a New York salary, you're paying New York prices, New York taxes. It doesn't really even out. You're paying the same amount of money. But if you can take said job in a major city and keep that income and live outside the city in another state where there's, just less, this is gonna cost as much to live, it makes a lot of sense. If you can get big city pay in small city area and have small city living, you're good to go. It's gonna save you a lot of money. I used to live in Greensboro, North Carolina. If I had my Los Angeles money in Greensboro, North Carolina, I'll be winning. Oh, I'll be in good shape. Good shape. But there's not much to do there. Not much to do there. But anyway, let's say. Critics say it attacks multiculturalism. This land. It attacks multiculturalism and would force people to choose between identities, families, and heritage. Advocacy groups like Voto Latino have condemned the bill on those grounds. Many dual citizens contribute fully as American society without dividing loyalties. Listen, if you're paying taxes, you're loyal here. What you mean? People are loyal to the money. People are loyal to lifestyle. So people are going to go where it's best for them. And like I said, some people do have family. If you do have family, children, or whatever the case, in another country, you want to be able to come and go freely and not have to worry about immigration and going through all that stuff. I mean, imagine having to go through that stuff in the U.S. right now. You don't want to have to go through that. I'm glad when I went to Thailand, came back in, went through customs, no problem, just walk through, no issues. But I was like, was I nervous? No, I wasn't nervous. I wasn't even going that long. I was only going 5 days. Now, if I've been going 6 to 7 months, that'd probably be a different story. But wasn't going that long, so wasn't worried about that. Wasn't worried about that. Let's see. Financially, let me tell you something about dual citizenship. Let me give you a case in point. Dual citizenship. Well, it's not dual citizenship, not technically. But if you look at the cruises, if you ever been on a cruise, if you notice, every cruise is out of damn NASA. Every cruise is based out of somewhere in the Caribbean. I don't care where it is. They're all based out of there for the tax implications, right? Tax implications are great. A lot of people like to use that stuff to their advantage. The cruises do. No big cruise ship is based out of America. They'll kill you with the taxes. Kill you. So a big reason why cruise ships, base their companies out of, not base their companies, but base the cruises out of those countries because of the tax rate. Hold on. All right, straight now. For the tax implications. Now we can't do it. I don't have a home country. I don't have any family in another country. That would make it make sense. But it's just to show you, in a lot of these other countries, not countries, companies. If you look at a lot of these companies where their headquarters are, they have a lot of headquarters in a lot of these small islands like Bermuda, Nassau, because the tax rates are low. People do this stuff for the tax benefit. That's ultimately what it's all about. It's about the money. And it's also being able to come and go as you please, not getting jammed up at the airport. But who cares if you're a dual citizen? What does it matter? If you're in America, you're paying taxes. As soon as you get off the plane, you're paying taxes. You buy something to eat, paying taxes. You rent a car, paying taxes. Any type of transportation you use, you're paying taxes. I don't know if you've looked lately. Take a look at Uber, your Uber receipt. The taxes are stupid. They charge you like a tourist in town. They charge you like tourists. There's so many taxes associated with Uber. It's crazy. It's crazy. But when it comes to dual citizenship, tax implications, lifestyle, the best benefits of it. Now, let me see. What countries can you be a dual citizen of? What countries can you be a dual citizen of? Let's see. Everybody probably don't even allow that stuff. Americas, United States, countries that allow dual citizenship. United States, Canada, Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Colombia, Peru, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Barbados. This is why dual citizenship is very common in the Americas. Europe mostly allow United Kingdom, France, Ireland, Italy, Spain, allow with limits/agreements. Portugal, Belgium, Netherlands, Sweden, Finland, Norway, Switzerland, Greece, and Poland. Some European countries allow it by birth descent, but restrict it for naturalization. Was Italy on there? Yes. Asia, mixed bag. Philippines allowed with conditions. Israel, Turkey, Pakistan, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. Many Asian countries do not allow dual citizenship. China, Japan, Singapore, India. Africa, Nigeria, Ghana. A lot of people have become citizens of Ghana lately. South Africa, Kenya, Morocco, Egypt. Oceania, Australia, New Zealand. Countries that do not allow it. China, Japan, India, Singapore, South Korea, Australia, Netherlands, Indonesia, Malaysia. Nope, can't do it there. But no surprise. I knew China wasn't about to let you do it. Hell no. No, either you're going to be here, you're going to stay your ass over there. They're not letting you do it. Those countries cannot be a dual citizen of. U.S. allows dual citizenship but doesn't encourage it. They just tolerate it. Yep, so there we go. But a lot of countries you can do it. I mean, like I say, it's a process. You gotta go through the whole process of getting naturalized over there. You really gotta be doing some business and getting some money over there, or have some family to do it. So you gotta really have a real reason to do it. And unfortunately, let me see. Does Bangkok like it? Nope, Bangkok. No, Thailand. Let me get Thailand allowed. Does Thailand allow it? Probably not. No. Thailand and dual citizenship. Thailand allows dual citizenship in practice, especially if you're born Thai by birth, born in Thailand, or born abroad, at least one Thai parent. You can later acquire another citizenship, U.S., UK. Thailand does not force you to give up Thai citizenship if you get another passport. So, well, I guess you can. I guess you can do it. That works. Fine. That's nice. Nice. So there it is. But the dude who's doing this is from Colombia. Why would he want to do that? Why would he want to do that? We're not going to get into why he wants to do that. But just know they're trying to do away with it. If you're in that situation, if you have business, or you're making some money over there, family, whatever the case, just be aware. Watch out for it. Watch out for it. One thing we don't do as Americans, we don't really consider, can we get money out the country? Because a lot of people come to America to make money. But can we go, would you, posing the question to everybody watching right now, would you go to another country to make some money? Would you go somewhere else and make money? Would you leave if the money was right? Are you going somewhere else to make money? Good question. Me, of course, I'm going to do it. Hell yeah, I'm going to do it to make money. Especially if I can, especially if my quality of life, if the quality of life is better over there than here. Because let's be honest, America's great, but there are some places who just do it a little better than we do. I'm not going to get into all that. But yeah, some places do it better than we do. And would you consider it? It's never posed to us. It's never posed. And most of us don't even know if we could go to another country and make some money. This is not an opportunity that pops up all the time. Unless you're in the military or you're doing some kind of government contracting. If you're just a regular civilian or a regular person, even if you have a company, your company, if you had a company that was big, would you take the opportunity to go over there and work if you can double your income? If you can double your income in another country, would you do it? Would you do it? Ask yourself that question. Me? Yes, I'm all in. But the money's got to be right, and it's got to be good. And it's got to be a good standard of living. It's got to work out. So that's what we got to do. But yeah, that's what we got. All right, we're gonna go to break real quick. Talking dual citizenship, talking taxes, talking money, all that. But let me see. I'm gonna look up a website because I think there is a website. If you want to find a job abroad, let's see if we can. We're gonna find it. I'm gonna look for this website real quick. We're going to break. Be right back. talking about avoiding taxes, I just looked it up. You can mess around and be paying double taxes because they might tax you in both places. Many countries have tax treaties with the U.S. Credits and exclusions like foreign earned income tax exclusion can reduce U.S. tax bills. Dual citizens often pay tax once instead of twice. Fair enough. Fair enough. But I said in some situations, if you don't have your situation set up correctly, you can end up paying taxes 2 times. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Speaking of which, if you can live abroad, drop a comment. That's it. Sorry, get that. Hold on, get my damn speaker together. What's going on here? 1 second. All right, unmuted. We're back. Yeah, so if you had a country, where would you live? If you could live abroad and live another place, drop a comment. Let me know, where would you want to live? What place would that be? Curious to know. Curious to know. But while you think about your answer, you want to answer those questions. We're going to get on into the next segment of the show. Was your favorite part? One of my favorite parts is called Interesting. What the heck is this? Turn that down, turn this up. What is going on? I hear this static noise. Driving me crazy. All right, there we go. We're in there. We're on. Let's go. Interesting. All right, we got the news. Well, mm, well, as you know, it's been a whole lot of stuff going on with ICE. Gentleman was unfortunately lost his life through the hands of ICE. I didn't research that story too well, but that's what's going on. So, condolences to him and his family. And yeah, but we're gonna get on to the business news. Let's get on to some business news. Let's get on to business news. Oh, here we go. Pull this up. We got a story for you. A story I got for you today. There we go. Apple, Google pay customers $163 million. Pay customers. Damn it. Go back. Apple, Google pay customers $163 million over explosive claims they secretly listen to users' private chats. I'm pretty sure they did. Sick bastards. Hey Siri, butt out. Google and Apple listened in and recorded millions of unwilling customers' conversations and soon fork over $163 million to resolve the eavesdropping debacle, according to the pair of bombshell lawsuits. Apple has started sending out payments to settle its $95 million class action lawsuit complaint, which accused the Cupertino giant of spying on users who never once uttered the prompt, "Hey Siri," according to the court documents. Some people reported that their Apple devices push ads like brands like Olive Garden and Air Jordan, and they have discussed in conversations that were secretly recorded. Oh, that's happened to me quite a bit. I've said something and it's popped up on my phone. Yes, I know exactly what they're talking about. They owe me some money. Google, meanwhile, has reached a tentative $68 million settlement after Google's assistant surreptitiously activated and recorded users without the hot words, "Okay, Google, don't you do it," according to the court documents viewed by the Post. That deal, part of a 2019 lawsuit, still has to be okayed by the judge. Siri and Google Assistant are voice-activated aids that can perform tasks including sending text messages, making calls, or reciting the weather. Both tech Behemoth, which are accused of using secret recordings to improve their respective products, have denied wrongdoing. Not if you're paying out that kind of money, you damn lie. Apple now requires users to opt in before recorded audio and audio is used for improving Siri's functionality, according to the Mac Observer. Anyone who purchases an iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, MacBook, iMac, HomePod, iPod Touch, or Apple between 2014 and 2024 and experienced unheard Siri activation was eligible for the payout. Some have even doled out via prepaid cards or deposit. The amount paid out to individual is capped at $20. The hell am I doing with $20? Capped at $20 per Siri-enabled device, according to the settlement. Websites with a maximum of 5 impacted devices per person. What they need to do, this is what they need to do. They need to have a minimum. They need to have a certain amount of money that these people need to pay no matter what. So, if they need to have a fine, if this happens, you have to pay out $500 million. $500 million. Now, that's a lot. And then everybody would get $100 or something like that. But it should be a minimum. It shouldn't just be, okay, every time you guys do this, we're just going to, sue you and pay out. It's got to be a hefty amount because they're going to keep doing this. They're never going to change. What's their incentive to change if you're not going to do anything about it? They have no incentive to change. They're not going to change. You're not going to change. All right, moving on. Next story. Oh, yeah. Meta pauses teen access to AI characters weeks before trial over alleged harm to children. Meta is halting teens' access to artificial intelligence characters, at least temporarily, the company said in a blog Friday. Meta Platforms Incorporated, which own Instagram, WhatsApp, said that starting in the coming weeks, teens will no longer be able to access AI characters. Excuse me. Until updated experience is ready. This applies to anyone who gave Meta a birthday that makes them a minor, as well as people who claim to be adults but who we suspect are teens based on their age predicting technology. They're predicting your age? It must be based off of what you're going to do on the phone. The move comes the week before Meta, along with TikTok and Google's YouTube, is scheduled to stand trial in Los Angeles over its app's harm to children. Teens will be able to access Meta's AI assistant, just not AI characters. I think this is going to be a problem because I've seen there was one kid, he was talking to the AI characters. He was having some real issues with this stuff. And, a lot of these kids, they're getting lost in the sauce. They can't tell the difference between this and reality, which is a huge problem. Huge problem. So, yeah, they do need to do something about this because some of these kids, they think this AI stuff is their friend. And instead of going to make real friends, they'll start talking to the character and, so forth and so on. And it's not a real person to be talking to. So if you do have children, please make sure you monitor who they're talking to, what they're talking to. Because it used to be who they're talking to. Now it's what they're talking to. Things have changed. All right. Let's move on to the next story. Elon post. Oh yes, I knew this happening. Tesla on Thursday discontinued its basic driver assistant program, Autopilot, in Canada and the U.S. in an attempt to push customers to move towards advanced version of technology branded as full self-driving. Nah, man, they've had some issues with this stuff. They've had some issues with the self-driving stuff. I'm not with it, but whatever. Go back. Zoom out. Elon Musk Tesla pulls plug on autopilot system. There we go. Okay. The company had last week said it was stopping offering FDS as the one-time $8,000 purchase from February 14th, meaning customers will only be able to access the software through a monthly subscription priced at $99. They're already making you pay the subscriptions for the car. Tesla's online vehicle configuration pages show that new cars come only with the traffic-aware cruise control, a feature that maintains a set speed and follows traffic and safe distance. They've had some problems with this. People have gotten hit and all that. One guy was in the car asleep when the car was driving. Auto steer, which previously worked with cruise control to keep vehicles centered in a lane and navigate curves, is no longer listed as a standard feature. California's Department of Motor Vehicles has placed Tesla on a high-stakes 60-day deadline to overhaul its marketing or face mandatory 30-day suspension of its retail sales license. One condition was Tesla stop using autopilot name, which regulators argued misled customers into believing the system was capable of autonomous driving. No, it was not. It was never that. It was never that. Auto steer, which previously worked with cruise control to keep the vehicles centered in one lane. Sorry. The department declined to comment on Tesla and did not immediately respond to requests for comment on the reason for the charge. Yeah, because it was having accidents. They got sued, and it was dangerous as hell. That stuff is not ready. That technology is not ready. It's not ready. They still got a ways to go. It's not the Waymo. It's not the Waymo. Tesla hasn't probably spent hours, millions of hours driving around with the autopilot on to see if it works. Waymo, I remember I used to see Waymo with people driving in them for a long time. Then people stepped out. I saw Waymo for a couple years before I brought people in the cars. It was a long time for that. But, they're doing it now. They're doing it now. By the way, would you take a Waymo? I've been in a Waymo. It wasn't a bad experience. It wasn't a bad experience. And they have somebody on call, so it's not like, you can't call and talk to somebody. Somebody's there available to talk to. So, nothing to freak out about if you want to take a Waymo. Good experience. I would encourage you to try it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we got tonight for the show. We're not going to stay long tonight. In and out. Dual citizenship, costing you money, tax implications, lifestyle. That's what we got. We're going to have a great show tomorrow, though. I got another topic for you. Hot topic tomorrow. So, and definitely not tomorrow. Wednesday rant. So we're going to rant. All this dating. You always see these people, women want their money, these nails and hair paid for. Can you date for free anymore? Can you date? Is love free or does it cost? We're going to get into that on Wednesday night. That's going to be our Wednesday rant. Can you date for free? We're going to find out. We're going to get into that on Wednesday night. That's going to be my Wednesday night rant. I appreciate you all tuning in. I appreciate you all. Phyllis 54749. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for everybody else for watching and tuning back into Cheap Not Broke. You can follow me on Cheap Not Broke on Instagram and TikTok. And you can also visit the website at www.cheapnotbroke.com. I appreciate you all tuning in. We'll be back Wednesday night for the Wednesday night rant. Until then,